This is our first podcast, and you get to be on it,
I'm
Liliana.
so honored to be part of it and to be the first one on. I'm so
First one,
excited.
yeah. I'm excited to see where it grows. So, I want to introduce Liliana here. So, part of the reason why we're having you on is because you have been pursuing modeling for about a year and a half now, and you were my client,
Yeah.
a while back, and we kept in touch. That's one thing I try to do with my clients is like, even if they, cancel or not train with me, I still like to be involved in their life and connect and see how everyone's doing. It's a relationship that we're building. So, tell me like why you wanted to be on the podcast.
Man, I think because we had a very unique kind of situation when it came to our training. Like truly, it wasn't really the best time for me personally to be training.
Mhm.
But like because of that, your training was so impactful to me. Like I was so out of shape. I mean, I had just had a baby that it was something that like I was kind of scared to get back into. So I truly believe all things happen for a reason, and being able to be there with you, you motivated me to want to come back into this world, even if it wasn't like I was necessarily quite ready. Like you motivated me to be like, no, this is the like lifestyle that I want to have. This is the lifestyle I've had before, and you're helping me realize that like no matter how far away it feels right now, I can do that. And that has honestly carried into my modeling and into everything I do in life. Like it was really a push that I needed to chase my dreams. And so for you, you're just the type of person for me that you've made a kind of impact in my life where you'll always be part of my life, right? And so like anything that you're doing, I want to support it and be there for you because you've always been there for me, even when I was like resistant to it because I was like, I can't be training right now, I'm doing too many things. But it's like you never made me feel judged. You made me feel like okay, well, we have this here and it's going to be there for you no matter like when you're ready. So like I'll always be there. So because you're always there for me, like I want to always be there for you too. So
Awesome, yeah. And I'm really glad that we've been able to stay in touch
yeah.
because I think it's been, over 3 years since I have trained you, but it is very, very like exciting and satisfying to know that we're still connected. That we only trained, I think, for about like 6 months together, but here we are 3-4 years later,
Yeah.
like connected again. And I think that is a big reason why I'm doing the podcast is because I love connecting with people
Yeah.
in a fun, structured way. So that kind of leads me into how the podcast got started. So for me, like how I connect like with myself is by getting out into nature. That's actually why I live in Utah. Is I moved here because I love nature. I love the mountains. Like that's where I feel like most at peace. So I was up in the mountains doing sun trail running. I'm training for a big like 50K race, and I was listening to a podcast at the time, and this guy named Robert Greene. He was talking about like taking your like business in your life in a positive direction. He was talking about a lot of times people have these goals, like these big lofty goals that seem so overwhelming, like because there's so many pieces of the puzzle. He's like, hey, do one positive action step. Like he said, start a podcast. And like right when he said that, I was like, bam, instant, like yes. Like I'm rolling with that because it had crossed my mind before. Because I do love connecting with people and just having deep conversations, not everything like superficial, like really connecting with somebody. I was like, this would be perfect. It's a great step of like progressing my career. It's fun. I love talking with people who are cool. If you're cool, you can come on the podcast. If you're not, probably not.
Turns out, I guess I'm cool, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I want to be inviting like cool, fun people to the podcast, and you definitely came to my mind because I've seen your modeling, which we're going to get into, on Instagram, and I know you had kind of talked about like a little bit about modeling when we were training.
Yeah.
And then I've just been following what you've been doing. And then I started seeing you like model a little bit by a little bit. And, I was like, oh, that's sweet. I'm so happy for her that she like went out and like really went after her goals.
Wow.
And that's what I want to, encourage people to do is like really go after your goals.
I love that, because that's like, I feel very passionate about that, and I'm sure we'll kind of get to that as well, but like helping people realize that like the goals that you have in your mind, like it can sound so crazy and feel so wild, but they exist there for a reason. Like not everybody has these exact same goals. Like I think for a long time when I was little, I thought like modeling was something that everybody wanted to do, everybody looked up to, but like only some people were good enough to do it. And like, I don't know, I started to realize like, no, like this is a unique dream that's been placed inside of me, and because of that, it means it's already mine. So it's something that I can achieve. And I do feel like just taking these like small steps, they just compound into something even bigger, and they help train you. Like you doing a podcast now, like yes, you already were good at a lot of these skills because you learned them through, you know, all the different various things you've done, whether that's coaching or training people. That's made you better at speaking to people, right? But then the things that you will get out of podcasting are going to be used for future things that you don't even like can't even imagine yet. And that's just so exciting. I love that Robert Greene said that, and it also like motivated you and planted that seed, or maybe watered a seed that was kind of already there. You know?
Yeah, you know, and I think what me and you like have in common is like we took the first step. Like we were courageous. You know, we were kind of tired of like talking about stuff. Like, hey, you know, I hear people like they talk about their goals, they talk about their visions, and it's like, go do something. Go do something. It doesn't have to be anything like crazy, but like put yourself out there. You know, try something. Like strive for it. You know, and I think, and I've learned for myself, when I am the happiest and most fulfilled and doing like, you know, really thriving in life, it's because I'm really striving for something. You know, and I'm a competitor, so I like to, you know, strive with athletics and competition. But like, man, everyone should have something that they're striving for.
Because that's like what being alive is. It's like when you stop growing, you stop, like you cease to exist, like you're starting to die actually. Like I truly believe that. So if there's not, like if you're so like okay with being where you are and stagnant, then that really is the beginning process of actually like dying. Like, and that's, I truly feel like that's what you need to do to like really experience and enjoy life, is to constantly have new goals that you're going after and trying to achieve. Like there's never going to be just this one, like people reach, you know, extreme amounts of fame and, you know, money and all these things, and then they still feel so unsatisfied with life because they're like, I thought once I got here it was going to be like I'm just living the life, but that's not really what life and enjoying life is all about. It's like constantly bettering yourself and becoming the highest version of potential that you can possibly reach. Right?
Yeah, and it kind of all starts with like that act of courage, you know. It's a
Oh,
little scary.
yeah.
You know, like, hey, we're doing this.
Yeah, because like you said, you don't like complainers. Like it's because I feel the same way. Like I can get into my complaining modes. I mean, we're human, so there's like moments where you can feel like that. But it's like for me, I can only complain till a certain amount of time till I realize this is now my responsibility to change this. Like I don't want to continuously be like, I don't like the situation I'm in. I don't like the situation I'm in, and just be venting constantly about that in order to make myself feel better. I would rather now be like, okay, well, I definitely don't like the situation I'm in, so like maybe I should do something to change that situation, or like get myself a little bit closer towards what it is that I want to be doing, rather than like being okay with just not enjoying your life. Like I just can't do that. You know?
Yeah, for sure. So, tell me, like, what was your first step of getting into modeling? Like you said, it had been on your mind, you know, since you were like a little kid, right?
Yeah.